When a bi girl tells me that she can date girls because her boyfriend says women don't count. Okay, immediately no. Immediately no. Like, I can understand why this particular bi girl would be like, this is fine. But honestly, it tells you everything you need to know about this man, because he's just so convinced that two girls together is just invalid. That if she would like even look at another man too long, that would be threatening to him. But if you're into other women, then it's fine because it's just like fun and games and he doesn't take it seriously. So just immediately no. Hello baby queers and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing some polyamory memes because it's been forever. It's been like at least half a year. And that is horrendous and we have to change that, you know? So we're back with the polyam memes. Finally. There's a video clip at the end because why not? But either way, you know the deal. Before we continue, y'all gotta get hydrated. So grab some water or some tea or whatever else you like to drink. And then we'll continue. Are you hydrated? Good. Let's go. Women are naturally monogamous. Me. You can tell when I saved these. I saved these memes back in January, so it's been over half a year. Because otherwise I would have gotten through these memes by now. So anyways, I'm sorry about the long wait. But why are people... Why are people? Like, people are very quick to say some really weird things. And if you're a man, you probably already have to deal with enough weird things being said or assumed about you. But my god, you have no idea what it's like for women, do you? Because if you pay any kind of attention to all the shit people say, you kind of getting a feeling for it, you know? Like, I say this so many times to so many things. Like, how do you expect everyone to be the same? How do you expect such a huge group of people that is women to all be the same and all like function the same? That just like logically alone doesn't make sense. Did you know that some monogamous people don't think it's socially acceptable for you to say their partner is hot? I'm autistic, I did not know. But anyways, why not? Like, again, yeah, if you're kind of slightly uncomfortable with people flirting with your partner, sure, but that tells you more about either your relationship with yourself, why you're so insecure that you're just like immediately worried your partner is gonna leave you, or because you're insecure because you know your partner that is being flirted with is likely to take the other person up for it, and if you're monogamous, that is not something you want. So, you know, maybe think about that versus just worrying about people thinking your partner's hot. Like, where is the issue in people thinking your partner's attractive? That just means they kind of have a similar taste in people that, like, you do. Like, I would not be offended if someone would flirt with my partner because I know they're cute. I know they're attractive. I mean, I love them. Why wouldn't I just be like, yeah, good on you for recognizing that, you know? So, like, why do people think it's, like, unacceptable? Like, even if you're monogamous, why? Like, that just means, hey, your partner is attractive, okay. And you already knew that, hopefully, if you're dating. Why? People confuse me, you know? When I see a polyamorous man brag about getting multiple bitches to other men as the main benefit of polyamory. Yes. I recognize that for a lot of people, having sex with multiple people might be a bonus of polyamory. Because, you know, if you have like different sides of you want to live out, it can kind of be practical to have like different people to go to, because they'll also like each have their like different kind of interests and how to go about things maybe, and just kind of make it more fulfilling for you probably. Like, I get why that's a bonus for a lot of people, but kind of just being like, oh yeah, that's why I'm polyamorous, not because I don't want to like limit myself, because why would you like try to define relationships so narrow-mindedly? Like, why wouldn't you just like strive for authentic connections with multiple people? Who cares what that ends up looking like? Or, well, I can love multiple people. I find having multiple people as like a partner or girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, I find that fulfilling. No, you want to go the misogynistic of, well, I just get mad bitches, you know. That's questionable, but okay. Go off, I guess. Dates a man. You're not really bi if you're in a straight relationship. Dates a woman. You'll just leave her for a man. Is polyamorous. Okay, you're being greedy, just pick one. Yeah, you can never get away from the absolute weird things people say. The good news is you don't have to care. The bad news is I know that's easier said than done. You know, but at the end of the day, if you find a man to date and you're like actually having like a good relationship with this man, good for you. If you then find a girlfriend and want to have a relationship with both of them, sure, why not? People will talk anyways. Like, that's kind of the thing. You literally cannot do anything without other people having an opinion about it. And as annoying and frustrating as that is, it can also be kind of freeing to think about, because then it's like, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I made this choice or if I made that choice, or if I made a completely different choice and became polyamorous, because people will say shit anyways, because they're bored in their own lives, or they're annoyed with their own lives, or frustrated or angry about literally anything else, and then they just like take it out on other people. And I find people confusing, but it literally doesn't matter. But not in the depressing nothing matters, in the nothing matters. So you get to literally pick what works for you, because you cannot go off on what other people won't say shit about, because there's literally no thing that people will not talk shit about. So do whatever, but in inspirational, I guess. Is an asexual polyamorous relationship. It's not real love, you're not having sex. Is in a sexual polyamorous relationship. It's not real love, you're just in it for the sex. It just continues with it doesn't matter what you do. I still don't get why people have such like an opinion about what other people do in their relationships, because why do y'all care so much? Like, if you're friends and you're just like kind of sharing and just kind of like talking about random things, and you say, hey, well, this is the kind of relationship I'm in with this person and it really works for the two of us. Okay, cool. But then being judgy about it, but mostly also just like seeing random people on the street or on the internet. You came across like a TikTok video and it doesn't concern you. You could just scroll past if you don't care about this type of content or anything. But no, you choose to be weird about it, and that's what I really don't get. I really don't get it. Polyamorous person is unmarried, lives alone, and has no kids. Your relationships aren't serious. Polyamorous person is married, lives with multiple partners, and raises kids communally. Your relationships aren't serious. Sure. Whatever you say. Again, it's a good thing that these people's opinions don't matter, because they will literally say both of these to two different people in the span of like 5 minutes and don't recognize how ridiculous they sound. And again, it's kind of difficult to tell what anything is from the outside. Like, generally going around and like trying to tell if a relationship is serious or not from the outside is just kind of impossible. Like, some people get married really quickly because they know it's right and it works, and they're married for like 60, 70 years. Some people get married quickly on a whim and it falls apart because, well, turns out their lives aren't that compatible. And I'm not saying one is worse or better than the other. I'm just saying you cannot tell from the outside. Both of these people may have gotten married after like 2 months of knowing each other, but just from looking at that, you can never tell if it's serious or if it will last or if it's fulfilling to these people. You know? Just mind your business. Mind your business, and not an inspirational, more as an what the hell are you doing? Polyamory isn't about sticking it to the people staring. It's not about parents' acceptance. It's not about cheating or sneaking around. It's not even about the sex. Not that that's not a bonus. It's about reminding each other to take our meds. It's about breaking bread with metamors. It's about sharing special interests on long car rides. It's about learning about your lover's love for their partners. It's about retying her dress while a girlfriend melts at the sweetness. It's about the way they both help me stay ambulatory. It's about tag team compliments. It's about the way that little girl excitedly looked between the three of us, her eyes fixing on each of our clasped hands. It's about support and love and living. Just this, because I mean, that kind of should be what any relationship, and I don't just mean like romantic relationships, like any relationship, friendship, family relationship, actual like romantic or sexual relationship, should sort of be about, like supporting each other, being there for each other. And that kind of looks different from person to person and from relationship to relationship. But overall, being supportive of each other and loving each other and like finding a way to like healthily and functionally live together is what a relationship should kind of be, right? So at the end of the day, does it really matter if this person is in a relationship with one other person and they get married and have kids and grow old together, or if they have 3 partners? One of which who they live with, one who's maybe like sort of a long distance relationship. It literally doesn't matter. Like I don't care enough to care that much about other people in the best way. Again, if you're friends with someone and they're just telling you about it, sure, I'll care because, well, you're my friend. I'm here to love and support you. But why would you like be judgy about it and be like, no, but I wouldn't do relationships that way, so that's why? Just why? I thought that you might like to know there are several goose families on the lake this year. They all have 2 adults and between 4 and 6 babies. Except this one family that has 3 adults. I suspect that they are poly. Thank you for telling me. You're welcome. I hear representation is important. Wholesome parents. This is a text someone got from their mom. We love wholesome parents and supportive parents on this channel. And also, I'm a little bit sad that there aren't pictures, but they're geese, they probably don't stand still enough. But you could have like tried to take a video. That's the only criticism I have for this parent, because apart from that, this is just great. Because yeah, while polyamory or being queer in general isn't about people's acceptance or your parents' acceptance, that doesn't mean it isn't absolutely incredible to have that. You know, so having a parent who's just like, I saw this, and I thought of you, and I'm gonna tell you about it because I know it'll make you happy, and to show you that I support you and I love you, because I know you know, but I want to remind you because why not? Yes. Yes. Do this. I mean, it's kind of the same of like sending a random TikTok or memes to someone and be like, this made me think of you. This seems like something you would do, it's funny. But in kind of more wholesome versus just being funny, so I'm here for it. I don't ship Poly Scooby Gang because I think Velma is a lesbian. You small-minded fool. Observe. I don't know their names. I'm sorry I never watched Scooby-Doo, but okay. Friends. These people being like in love relationships kind of makes sense. It's a good graph. But let's see. Updated chart based on comments. They forgot. Is the dog called Scooby-Doo? Isn't that the dog's name? They forgot him completely. So there's that. So that was definitely missing. But listen, this works. So being like, no, I don't support it, is kind of weird because, again, polyamorous doesn't necessarily mean having multiple romantic relationships. It also just kind of means, to a lot of people at least, that you don't really prioritize your romantic relationships over your like friend relationships. Because platonic love is just as important. So why wouldn't you put like your friends on the same level? So this graph is amazing. But why did you pick this picture of Shaggy? Okay, it's the image they used on Scoobypedia. Shaggy Rogers, alias Shaggy Shag. Oh, he's gonna shag, alright. Well, according to this graph, definitely yes. I have nothing else to say about this because, again, I haven't watched Scooby-Doo. I don't know if this is accurate. Just by looking at the pictures, it seems accurate, though. So why wouldn't they be poly? You know? Where are all the big hunky men that belong to those motorcycles outside? Well, someone made a follow-up comic. Aren't I a lucky girl? Well, I can see why you would assume that. Like, a lot of people who ride motorbikes might be men. And you're kind of like hoping for one thing because, yeah, probably as a woman it's easier to find attractive men who are also into you than attractive women. But you lucked out, man. You really lucked out. You found 3 other attractive women who are very down to starting something with you. And we're just gonna leave it at that and give these people some privacy, you know? Me, applying to only one college. Being in a poly relationship with 2 partners and your best friend dating one of them. That escalated fairly quickly. Did this escalate quickly or slowly? I can't tell, but the jump is a bit extreme because how do you go from having one choice to making a lot of different choices? It'd be interesting to have like a story time, to kind of have like a timeline of this, you know, to kind of know what all the little steps in between are that like snowballed into this big other step, but good for you. Good for you. You seem happy, I think. When you shower to meet your boyfriend and your husband asks for a quickie. What the hell is absolutely not me IRL? Is this kind of being sarcastic of being like, it's me, but I don't want to admit it because I'm gonna get hate for it because people can't know about my side piece because it's gross. But, you know, listen, if you don't have the time for it, your husband is gonna have to wait till later, you know? He was trying to be spontaneous and fun, but if you don't have the time or if you don't feel like it, then he's gonna have to wait, you know? Gee, Bill, how come your mom lets you have 2 partners? Polyamory. Yeah, take my shitty meme as a celebration for the fact that I now actually have 2 partners. Again, we love supportive parents. I have nothing more to say about this. His mom wanted to be supporting me, like, listen, if you want to have 2 partners, you can have 2 partners. You know what fits your life best, you know, so go off, Bill. Christians. This polyamory thing is ungodly and sinful. Also Christians. Father, Holy Spirit, and Jesus do not equal each other, but they're all God. The Father and Mary had an immaculate conception and had Jesus. Meanwhile, Mary is married to Joseph. So, I have questions, because how is this literally like the foundation of your belief system? But you still want to come for the way other people have their relationships. I mean, generally, coming for how other people have their relationships is weird, because, well, just because you wouldn't, or don't want to, doesn't mean other people can't. It's kind of the way with like, oh, I'm on a diet, you can't have cookies. Well, they're not on a diet, they can have as many cookies as they want. You know, kind of thing. Like, you know, but again, if this is the basis of your relationship, it seems especially weird to come for other people trying to do the very thing that is kind of the foundation of your relationship, of your, like, religion. Normalize communicating your dating style or intentions to poly people, even if they have a partner at home to fall back on. I am very tired. Does it count as a meme if it's just like calling people out in the poly community? Maybe. But this also just seems fair. Like, even if you're not like really sure what your intentions are, kind of just being honest and like transparent with what you think your intentions is. Like, if you just meet someone and you're not really sure, but it kind of comes up in conversation, you can still like be honest and just like keep each other updated as you go. But it's like not talking about it, and it's like I've seen like so many memes and stories about like someone be like, oh no, it's okay that you're poly. I'm not, but it's okay that you are. Like, it's okay that you have other partners. But then, like, a couple months down the line, become, like, super possessive and be like, no, but I need you to break up with the other partners. Just no. Just no. Stop. Really. I'm once again asking if I can hug all your partners. Well, shouldn't you ask those partners? Because, well, you know, they're the people that need to decide if they're okay with getting hugs. So I think you should ask them. But kind of a fair question. Like, if you walk into a room to meet someone else's partners and just like, can I just hug all of you? Like, I want to hug all of you. Like, y'all love this person and I love this person, so it only seems fair, you know? So, you're telling me you have multiple Valentines on Valentine's Day? You jealous? Because you can too. Same with Bill having several hot dogs or partners. You can have several Valentines if you want. Explaining polyamory to my confused grandparents. This is fine. They do not get it at all, but that's okay. But yeah, I feel like this is maybe, like, explaining queer relationships in general to older generations might be difficult. But if they can kind of like make sense in the head and be like, well, I have a husband. You're a man. You also just want a husband. I guess that's fine. But kind of trying to explain something to them if they've lived like 80 or 90 years, only knowing one type of relationship, really, I get why it can be confusing. I hate they just grew up in a different generation one, because that doesn't mean you can't learn new things, but I can kind of see why it would be more confusing at least. When you find out your partner's talking to their toxic ex. Ah shit, here we go again. Either your partner, but it can also work if like one of your friends is talking to their toxic ex again. And you're just like, no, we've been through this. Like, do we really have to do this again? We've been over this. They're not good for you. And no matter how many times this person says they've changed, they haven't. So normalize also trying to protect your friends as well as your partners from this type of thing. You can only pick one. Choose wisely. Be a girl, meet a girlfriend, marry her, and live together in a cottage. Seems fair, that's cute. Be a boy, get a boyfriend, marry him, and care for each other. Also adorable, why wouldn't you want this? Be non-binary, become Eldritch Horror, be worshipped by a harem. I am non-binary. I did not know the second part was an option. I feel like I missed out. Because I didn't know it was an option, so I didn't like choose that option, so I guess I missed out on it now. I can no longer become an Eldritch Horror and just like be worshipped by a harem, but make wiser choices than I did, I guess. Okay, my girlfriend's husband fights for your freedom. I don't think I'm right, but I'm really hoping that it was actually a polyamorous person who like custom made the sticker because they thought it'd be funny. Because it's true for them, and they just like think it'd be funny to other people because they're gonna get confused about it. But I kind of feel like someone made this as a joke without actually like being polyamorous or anything, and I'm kind of worried. But I really hope I'm right, that it was literally just a polyamorous person just wanting to show their pride of their partner's partner.
If you're making $20 an hour to work at a fast food restaurant, right? Is that six figures?
40K a year.
Okay,
full time.
40K a year.
Yeah.
So, and then if your husband or wife is also there, you're making $100,000 as a family.
Sure.
Both working at McDonald's?
80 grand.
80,000? Right, well, what if they're a throuple? Right, that makes it what? 500,000 per year? 120K. Right. What if they are a polyamorous household of six? I can't even imagine how much money that is. 240 before tax. Right. So basically $500,000. Right, and what if all of them decide to have several children? Right, within a few years, that's a family of 16. If they pull their money, that's millions. And before you know it, they own not just that McDonald's, but the McDonald's Corporation. I don't think you understand math very well, Jesse. Right. No, what I don't understand is how a polyamorous family of 16 owning McDonald's became the new American dream. What are we talking about? Not in my America, right? I don't want to live in a country where wealth is decided by anything other than who your daddy is.
Listen, I did not watch like the first clip completely. I did not bother to look it up because I was gonna lose brain cells and I did not want to put myself through that. But this is kind of what every white man in a podcast sounds like. I'm really sorry, but this is at least the ones people keep posting about because they're mainly just making fun of it because it makes no sense, right? Because these people want to overstate everything. Like, they want to kind of fearmonger or just kind of create emotions to draw people into that point, which is no point at all, really. So they're trying to, like, grasp at straws to make a point. And it's being like, well, but people shouldn't earn a livable wage. And, like, imagine if, like, both partners work at a McDonald's and just kind of lose their shit over, like, nothing. Like, so what if two partners decide to work in a McDonald's? Their entire house and their entire laundry is for always just gonna smell like McDonald's, first of all. Second of all, what's your point? And why do you care enough to try to make a point about it? Like, if someone's like, oh yeah, me and my partner both work at McDonald's, I'd be like, okay, cool. What's that like? Is it stressful for you? Do you enjoy it? You know, like, you happy there? Do you want to leave eventually? Like, what's going on with that? But not but you should, like, find a better paying job, you know? You should really find a real job. Because that's what these people are getting at, and it's really weird. But I still find it funny that this other person just made it even... Like, he was the one that made it funny, the second dude. Because I know he was joking. Because I know he was joking, I don't have to worry about his brain, essentially. So anyways, that's all the memes I've saved for today. I could have probably saved more, but I always struggle with making my videos short enough because I always want to make them longer, somehow. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed these memes and this little video. I hope that whatever relationship style or styles you're engaging in, it works for you and that you're happy with your partners and your friends. If not, take it as a lesson to learn and try to have better next relationships with other people, I guess, or try to work on those relationships. So anyways, that's enough rambling for me today. I will see you in a few days with my next video.